Hello! Today we are doing a tutorial and review of the two new Physicians Formula eyeshadows. We have the matte shadows, matte, I think it's Manoi, that's how I'm gonna say it, but I could be butchering that. But the matte Manoi Butter eyeshadow palette, and then we have the Butter Believe It eyeshadow palette. The matte one is all matte, looks like so, and then we have the Butter Believe It. And these are $12.50 a piece. Got them online at Ulta. You guys will see as we get into everything how these work out. I like the look. I'll give it that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new here, I use all natural lighting. So you're gonna see these colors, my skin, everything exactly as it is. Nothing's blurred out, nothing is brighter or darker, any of that. So I hope you enjoy, and let's hop in. Okay, we have to first start out with packaging, you guys. This is the Butter Believe It, and this is the matte. It kind of just reminds me of old school, cheap drugstore eyeshadow palettes. It has this awful plastic. It does have a magnetic closure. It is thin. That is one thing about Physicians Formula. You guys know it's always big and bulky. This isn't. These are very thin. I really like that. But this, it just, and these are not cheap. $12.50 a piece for these little guys. So throwing that out there. I'm going to use both today so I can review both of them. But yeah, not a fan of the packaging. So we'll take the Butter Believe It. There's only two mattes in here, this guy here and the darker shade at the bottom. The other four are shimmers. So yeah, I don't know if I would just get this one because there's only two mattes, but we'll see. I'm going to scoot in kind of close, overlook. My skin, you guys, has just been breaking out like crazy. I don't know. Okay, so let's put this into the crease. This is a warmer shade than I thought it would be. I wanted to do the eyes first because with this, typically they're pretty soft shadows and I didn't want them to, you know, get all over my face if it was already done. But this one is nicely pigmented, like far more pigmented than I thought it would be, and it's blending nicely. It's just warmer than I thought. That's okay. We have warm and cool, so in the other palette, I'm going to grab some of the cool shades just to see. But this one, I actually have no real complaints and I don't really have fallout. So in the all matte palette, I'm going to grab this shade right here, same brush, just see. This one is much cooler. So let's just see what we're going to get here. Okay, maybe if you use this shade first, it would be better, but on top of this warm shade, it's pretty much doing nothing. And these three in the matte palette are very light. You have like a cream shade, a light brown, and a peachy shade, but they're really, oh, can you guys see that? Look, these babies are soft, but they're very, very light. Like I just put the peachy shade and you can barely see it. So it's kind of like three of the shades in this palette are not really going to show up on a lot of skin tones. All right, let's take this darker shade here. We'll try to put it in the outer corner and kind of into the crease a little bit. But you can see the darker shades, I mean, they're nicely pigmented. It's just I'm not sure why they decided to put three really light shades in the matte palette. We're gonna come back to that on the outer corner there and darken, wow, if I could speak it'd be great, and darken it up a bit. But let's go ahead and grab this cream shade. I am gonna use shimmer out of the other palette, but let's just grab this and just see how an all matte look would turn out. I mean, the cream shade's good. Like, wow. That's, I mean, nicely pigmented. And they are definitely powdery, but it's not really falling all over the face. So I could definitely do an all matte look with this and be happy with it. Okay, I like that cream. I'll go ahead, swatch these. I don't really like how like this one's bigger than this one. I don't know why they did that. I don't know. Because if it were me, I would probably choose this one over this one, and they're giving you a lot less of it. I will do a close-up in just a second. There are the 4 shimmers in the palette. They're not bad. They seem pretty soft and subtle. You might be able to build them up though. I'm gonna take this one. It's the darkest in the palette. We're gonna put that on the eyes. Yeah, very subtle on the eyes. It's not one that is going to be super noticeable. They're soft, just really soft shimmers. They're not at all metallics. Okay, we'll probably have to put one over top because you can't really see this one too well. Okay, let's try this one here. Again, I hate that it's so little in there. Hopefully we'll be able to see this one better. Okay, not much. I thought it would pop a bit more, but it's not. Yeah, all of these are just going to be very subtle. Okay. Which, I mean, could be good for everyday looks, work looks. I mean, I get that. There is a place for these. I'm gonna grab the darkest shade in the Butter Believe It. Actually, I'm gonna switch that up. I'm gonna grab a different brush, and we're gonna put this right above where the shimmer is. And just see if we can darken that a bit. Oh yeah. I mean, they work nicely, they blend nicely. That's not really been an issue. Now we're gonna go back to the darkest shade in the matte palette and just build up our outer corner a bit. I like this shade. It's cool toned. I like it. I like the tone, the color. The depth is really nice, plus you have a black in this palette. Back in with the matte palette, I'm going to take this shade. They're just very, very soft, very powdery. Like, very powdery. I'm just going to put this above the first shade we used, just to blend a little bit more. My goodness, that one is really powdery. I do like this warm and cool mix, I will say that. I'm going to grab like a liner brush and go in with the darkest shade and just line the eyes. Gosh, I have like where I've blown off the palettes, there's just shadow everywhere. It's a lot of waste. It truly is. Again, this is not going to be the blackest black you've ever seen. It's all very soft, very everyday, very work appropriate. That's what I keep going back to. Okay, we definitely had some fallout with this shade, but I mean, it is a black. Oh yeah, definitely had some fallout. You can see there is a lot under here. The shimmer shades even had quite a bit, which I did not notice. So yeah, quite a bit of fallout. This is going to be one where you want to do your eyes first if you're using these palettes. So I'm going to hop off here, clean up the under eyes, do the rest of the face, lashes, all of that, and we will be back to give our final thoughts on these palettes. Okay, lower lash line. I already did this eye, but we will do this eye on camera. This is in the Butter Believe It palette. I'm gonna take the shade that we took first on the upper, and we're gonna put that on the lower. I'm taking this all the way. Sorry, I know this is really hard to see. Sorry, my chickens were going off. I had to run outside. And then I am going to take a definer brush like this and take the black shade. And I'm only taking this, you can see it on this side, a little more than halfway. Okay, sorry, I forgot to do brows. So here is a close-up. And now let's talk about these palettes. I'm gonna scoot out a bit. Okay, $12.50 a piece. I'm just gonna get straight right on into it, you guys. I don't think they're worth it. I think if you want one, go with the matte palette. These are incredibly powdery, you guys seen, but they blend out very nicely, very smoothly. Definitely can make it work. Now, with this one, the Butter Believe It palette, you only get 2 mattes and 4 shimmers, and these shimmers are really disappointing in this palette, for me anyway. They're very soft. They are not, you can't really build them up. They're not at all metallics. So can you make them work? Absolutely. But it took me forever to get the fallout off of my under eyes. I had to do it multiple times, and there is still shimmer. Like, there's still shimmer under there. So do I recommend these? I'd say if you are in the market for an all matte palette, you can definitely go with this one, but I don't recommend this one. The shimmers are just, like I said, too disappointing. This one I do like, but it's pretty basic. And these 3 are so light that if you have a medium plus skin tone, these 3 are strictly going to be matte shades to put on your lid. So your looks are going to be the same. I actually think I recant. Can you make it work? Yes. Do I recommend? No. So it's just the shades. They're too light. These 3, the darker 3, I do like, and you can definitely make a look out of that, but you're gonna keep getting the same looks. So yeah, there's that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, I hope you subscribe and click that bell, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye guys.